Well, Gary, you've moved to bring in Mark Millar. What's your thinking behind that?
He's a good player. He's a very good player, and that's first and foremost in the thinking. And we want to add people to the squad who's going to enhance it, and he certainly does that with his qualities. Also his experience, also his voice in the pitch. We all know where we're at with the squad and with the youthfulness of it, and we're trying to address it with a little bit of experience. We hoped that we could nurture them through, but sometimes you just got to add a little bit extra to it, that extra ingredient, and Mark's certainly got that in abundance.
Now, unfortunately, halfway through the season you lost Ollie. Has he been a big miss for you?
I think he has in his presence that he gives us on the pitch, and he's back training this week, so that's great to see him back. But it's something we tried to get through, and I think Connor's been excellent. I think Connor McGranzo's been excellent stepping into that role. But you're asking an 18-year-old boy, as well as most of the other ones, to take it on. So Mark coming in certainly takes that pressure off him, and he can handle it. He's very much like David McCracken, who's experienced and can take the knocks with the bumps as they go along. So and he can stand up and he can look after them and nurture them through a game. So that's something we're looking for, and Ollie will get time then to come back in.
And if you look at your overall squad, I mean, it has lacked a bit of experience. Now you've brought that in, do you think it can push on from here? Yeah,
it's even yesterday he came in training, and you think in 2 or 3 years' time, if all these boys are still here, what a squad you'd have, what an experienced squad you have, and that's something we know where we are as a club and the squad. So it's something we might not get the time with them, because we know they're good players and clubs want to buy young, good, technically gifted players, so we might not get to hold on to them. But you look at it yesterday and you think if you had 3 or 4, maybe more, of Mark's ilk, then to add to the youthfulness of the side, it would be a very good, experienced team. But we've got to give them experience. We've got to give them the time to play. We've got to be patient with them and understand the mistakes they'll make. They're learning on the feet, as I say. They're not getting the chance to learn in 20s football and make mistakes because they've got to play first team football. So you're going to have to take, and we understand it as staff, the mistakes happen on a Saturday that on another 20s game they get away with. So it's a hard one to take for them, and the confidence does get a bit knocked. So we have to spend a lot of time with them, be patient with them, and I think we're bearing fruit. I think the performances have been great. I think the commitment's there and their hunger to learn. So you have to take the naivety in games, but Mark hopefully coming in and David getting back to fitness, Michael and the team, that gives a wee bit of experience, and the youthfulness will rub off on them as well with the energy that they give.
Now, when you spoke to Mark, obviously he was just interviewing him and he was keen to come back. Did he give you that impression?
Yeah, very much so. He wants to play football, and that's straight away. That's a big thing. Footballers, there's a lot of footballers that like being a training footballer and do the Monday to Friday, not interested in the Saturday. He wants to play Saturday. He's not interested in Monday, Friday. He wants to play Saturday, and he's hungry for it. And his desire to come here and his willingness to ask Jackie at Dundee United to let him come was great, and they've been brilliant for us as well. So he'll come in and play, and while fit, he'll add something to the squad.
Now, the fans obviously are looking at the results, and it's very much a results game, you know that, coming into Falkirk, and the one they always quote is you're only taking 2 points from the part-time sides, but it's not really part-time at this time of the year, is it?
No, definitely not, and you've got no divine right to win games, and that's something that we have to accept, and people look at it, it is football, and you look at the Dumbarton game, and yes, first half wasn't acceptable, but we could have got something out of the game, deserved something out of the game. But if you give teams a head start in the game, you're always fighting against it. So it's something we're aware of, something we're trying to address. But you look at the other games that we have won, and we've won enough, a lot of games. People might say, well, you shouldn't have beat Dundee. You shouldn't have beat Morton at home. They should have been bigger games. Hamilton, 2 games we've lost, could easily have got something out of them. So there's a lot of positives to take, especially with the squad. The youthfulness of them, the inexperienced of them, and that's something we learn. It's that we learn as we go along. We're 11 games in to such a long season, so give me another 11 games and see where we're at, and then another 11 after that, and we won't be far away.
I mean, obviously your goal for this season was to win the league, although the fans are saying, well, the folk really want to go up. Of course we want to go up, don't we?
Oh, definitely, and you've got to aim for these positions. If you don't, and I'm a firm believer, if we say, oh, we won't be top 4 and we finish 5th, is that really a bad season? No, it's not. Because you might miss out by a goal, you might miss out by a point. But if we say we want to win the league and we finish 2nd, that's a great achievement. So it's something we've aimed, we're trying to drill it into them. Aim for number 1. That's what you want.
And Mark Millar, he's obviously here to only to January. Any chance of extending him?
Hopefully. Hopefully I'll see how he does. I'm sure he'll do great. I've no doubts about that. I'm sure Dundee United will look at the situation, how many games he plays and how well he does for us. And if he's doing really well, then you expect him to take him back. But we know that if he's doing well for us and I can bend Jackie's ear and get into Dundee United, then they might let us keep him for the end of the season.
Now, you and I haven't talked really this season because the interview's been done by someone else, but the surface, I mean, you went across to Holland to look at their surface. Is it held up to all the expectations that you had?
Oh, it's brilliant. It's really, really good. It's conducive to passing football, which we like to play, sometimes overplay. That happens in football. But no, it's great. You even look at the weather now, it's turning a wee bit frosty. We were out there this morning setting up straight away, not a problem. Don't have to look for a pitch, don't have to look for a soft bit of ground. We know what we're getting day in, day out.
And Phil Roberts, I mean, he's had his troubles here, but back on song?
Hopefully. And this is the thing, with the squad as they are, he's 19 years of age. And he should be playing 20s football. Maybe getting the odd game in the first team squad, getting his little chance to impress and taking him in and out of the line. But he's actually having to stand up and carry the burden of a squad with some of the younger ones in it. So you take these with the rough and the rocky roads and the smooth roads, but it's something we have to enhance. We have to try and limit his frustrations, channel them in the right way so it becomes a positive rather than a negative. But he knows that. He knows that. We sit down and we talk at length with him. But I think if we harnessed that fire, that burning desire in him, we might not get the player we want. We might not get the goals that he's scored. We might not get the impact he's been having in games. So sometimes you have to get through the rocky spell of youthfulness and experience in the games and play to get the fruits of your labour.
We were talking as if it's doom and gloom, but we're still very much in the race, and there have been a few successes this season. Will Vaulks, of course, Rory Loy, and of course Conor McGrander's outstanding season so far, and Stephen Kingsley.
They've been excellent. They really have. Every man to a man has came in every day and put their shift in. Yes, Dumbarton, first half wasn't acceptable. That happens. Cowdenbeath away, we lost the game. We tried to win it. So it's a fine line. If you score goals when you're on top, like last Saturday or Saturday before at Hamilton, we get something out of the game. So every single one of them has came in, which I've asked for, and put their shift in. And I can't ask any more of them. Hopefully, with the experiences we're giving them, hopefully not a lot of negative experiences for them. They'll stand them in good stead and they'll grow from it.
No, so I mean, the fans, you never needed more than you do now to support the team, do you? Because the confidence of the young players is what really it's all about, isn't it? Massively so, and that's what I'm trying to get to. It's they are inexperienced. They are going to make mistakes. We understand that. We're not going to be ogres and stand and castigate somebody for making a mistake. Hopefully the fans can see that they're trying. They are putting their effort in. There's not one. I can't say that a fan can turn up and turn around and say to me, one of my players isn't trying or hasn't put their shift in. So I'm happy with how they're going. But the fans, if they can give them a bit more buoyancy, a bit more aid to getting the best out of them, will certainly help. And hopefully that will spur them on to better things. This is your first managerial position, of course. Still enjoying it? Oh,
I love it every day. Every day I'm passionate. I think everyone sees that. I'm hungry to succeed. I think it is a massive learning curve. It's something I've enjoyed, and I'm learning as the players are learning. So it's going hand in hand, and it's an enjoyable experience.
Well, thanks, Gary. Hopefully we'll speak later on in the season, but best of luck.
Cheers, thank you.
Well, Mark, welcome back to Falkirk. You glad to be back?
It's always good to come back to a place where I've got happy memories, fond memories as well, so yeah, I'm glad to be back.
Did it come out of the blue for you, a potential loan move to Falkirk?
It did. I think it happened. We were playing on a Saturday and the manager pulled me and says that Falkirk had been interested in getting me back on loan. Then we trained on the Sunday and he says that it was a goal, so I got myself excited and obviously wanted it to happen.
When you spoke to Gary Holt, what was his plans for you?
He says that he wanted me to come and get game time. I wasn't coming here to not play. So I'm just happy that he wants me here and hopefully I can do my best for Falkirk again.
I mean, you could probably regard it as suffering from what's called new manager syndrome, because when you went up to Dundee United, you were playing, you were in the team, and then, of course, you got injured, but then a new manager comes in and all of a sudden you're out of the picture.
Oh, obviously it's difficult. New manager comes in and he's got new plans. I mean, when he came in, I played a few games under the manager when he came in, and then I got injured at pre-season, and the new boys that came in have done well, so I mean, it's obviously difficult from then on, because you're playing catch up as well, your fitness, so but that's just football, and I'm just happy to be here now.
And you're by no means an old man, and the last time you were here, of course, you were the old head in midfield. You're going to be back to that because the team's even younger.
I know it was, when I walked into the dressing room, it was a bit of a shock, but I mean, I know some of the boys anyway, and some of the younger boys, the talent in the dressing room's brilliant, so I know what to expect when I'm playing this Saturday.
What do you know about the First Division? Of course, it's not that long ago since you were playing in it, but even that's changed.
I know, I've seen Morton, I've went to watch them in the cup game against St Johnstone midweek there. I've seen they're bottom of the league, and I was expecting them to be pushing for promotion, so it's going to be a tough league if Morton are at the bottom of the league and they're not doing so well.
If Falkirk are in the middle of that league with aspirations to win the league, have we got a chance?
I don't see why not. I mean, the dressing room's brilliant, the young boys, great talent, great squad to be around as well, so I don't see why we can't be pushing for promotion.
One of the biggest changes, of course, is the surface you'll be playing on. It's no longer grass; it's artificial. You've trained on it a couple of times. What do you think?
Oh, it's good. It should suit the way we want to play football as well. It's good surface to get the ball done and pass, so that should suit us, and nobody will want to come here and play against us here.
And with the bad weather coming in with the frost on the part this morning, no danger of it being called off on Saturday?
Well, fingers crossed. I mean, that's my first game back, so obviously I want to be back playing right away, so I'm looking forward to it now.
It's Livingston this Saturday. All the fans will be looking for a better result than we've had in the last couple of weeks. You looking forward to it?
Yeah, I mean, Burton O'Brien texted me last night just to say that Taylor was back as well, so I'll get a wee catch up with him as well. He was used to be my wee buddy travelling into training in the morning as well. But, no, I'm looking forward to get playing and hopefully get the results back on track.
Now, you're here for an initial 3 months, but if things go well and both clubs can agree, fancy extending it to the end of the season?
And if things go well, I don't see why not. Obviously, I want to be playing as much as possible, so I can't see why it shouldn't happen.
Well, I wish you every luck in your return to Falkirk, and very thanks for the work you gave us in the past, but let's hopefully you can take us on to promotion.
Fingers crossed, yeah.